just gave the horses a new hay bale. They are no longer on the grass, unfortunately. It's the weather is changing, you know. The start of autumn is really here, and I was in a way looking forward to it a little bit this year, because it's so cozy, you know, making fires, making candles, enjoying the warm inside, and it's just I think it's a very cozy feeling, especially when you are living in a cottage like I am. But it's of course not all nice and cozy. There are some things that are changing as the seasons are changing, and especially when you live in a rural area on the countryside like I am, there are some things that change. And in this video I wanted to show you a little bit about the changing seasons and what it means for me, because I'm living in a cottage, and for the animals around me, if things change in how I take care of them, how I take care of myself. And the wind is starting to blow. It's a bit chilly, but it's still quite alright. We have some nice moments when the clouds are gone and the sun is out. It's actually pretty nice still. We also have some moments where the wind starts blowing and the rain is here. We had some rain yesterday, we had some rain this morning. So the seasons are definitely changing, and you can also see the leaves falling. There's a lot of things on the ground because nature is changing around me, and I love it. I love all the fall colors, and they are starting to show. So the leaves are turning a bit yellow here and there, and I think in a week, 2 weeks time, the weather will definitely change. So I think right now it's like 15 degrees Celsius, and it will be a lot colder next week, especially at night time. For you guys that don't know, I live in a cottage on a property that's owned by my family, and I live in the Netherlands. It doesn't really get extremely cold here in wintertime, but we do have a lot of rain. I think we are one of the countries that has, the most rain, it gets worse every year. It seems like it gets worse every year. So the rain is really something that we need to prepare for in a way, because it can be not only annoying but also a bit dangerous. But I think I'm getting better at it every year. But we also have a lot of storms, especially during fall and winter time, and that's something you also need to prepare for in a way. The hard winds and the rainstorms, they can be pretty bad here. And I live here in a cottage, a tiny house at the far end of the property. In the front, my mom and my stepdad lives, and my brother Dylan. If you've watched all my videos, you already know this, but for you guys that are new here, just a little bit of explanation about the situation. I live at the far end of the property next to quite a large pond, and under the trees. It's a bit of a forested area, and it has some advantages, but also some downsides to it, because under the trees it's very beautiful, but can also be very dangerous when there's a storm, and there's not that much you can do about it. My cottage is placed there because there used to be a holiday home before, so it's a nice place on the property, and it's a place where it's allowed to have some buildings on there, so that's why it's placed there. We try to do as much tree maintenance as we can to keep it safe, but still, you are under the trees, which is very beautiful, and I love the spot, but sometimes a bit scary during storms. But that's just part of it, I always say a bit of the struggle makes it worth all those beautiful moments, they mean more when you struggle a bit. So struggling is not a real big problem, but you can see probably the horses behind me over there enjoying their hay. They are off the grass. Normally in summertime they have a field full of grass where they can roam around a few hours per day, sometimes longer when the grass is very short. These types of horses don't do good on grass, so hay is better for them anyway. But now autumn is here, so with the horses nothing really changes much. They have a shelter area, you can see it over there behind me, so they can always stand dry. They don't really use it that often, maybe when there's a really bad storm. My horses are always allowed to walk outside, so I never lock them up. Also not when it's storming really bad, because horses feel more safe if they can walk around freely, and I like to give them that option. So in taking care of the horses, nothing really changes when the season changes, but around my cottage things change, and I'm going to start out with showing you where I left last week. If you've seen that video, I was moving around all those logs to make firewood from. They have been drying for a few years, so they are ready to be used in the wood stove. In my cottage, my only source of heating is firewood. I have a very nice wood stove inside. I'm not off the grid, so I do have water and electricity, but not enough to heat my home, so I heat it with firewood, and I think that's fine. It takes a bit of work, and when it's a very cold morning, it's very cold inside, so you first need to make a fire and all those things, but yeah, you get used to it. And it also has some, yeah, I don't know, it's a special feeling, you know, to first need to grab the wood, make a fire. It makes you feel alive in a way, so that's what I really love about it. But yeah, we are going to start moving a lot of those logs around, because I'm going to need them for the firewood. So here you can see some of those logs I was talking about. These have been left over from a tree that we cut down a few years ago because it was getting too dangerous. And we have a lot of those laying around on the property. We like to use as much firewood as we can from our own property, because we have it laying around anyway. It's very sad to let it go to waste. And it's of course a cheap way to heat your home, because we have the wood already. We need to chop them down anyways to keep it safe. So yeah, this is everything I have here. I would like to move to the other side. That's where I always use the chainsaw to chop these up in nice short pieces so I can throw them in the fire. First I will use the chainsaw, cut them up in bits, and then after that I will chop them up with an axe. And then you can use them for the fire. So that's always a bit of work, but I don't mind doing that kind of work. I quite like it. And you know what they say, if you chop your own firewood, it heats you twice, because you are sweating and working to cut it up, and then when you use it in the fire, it heats you again. So yeah, I quite like that about it. But we are going to start moving this around now. I said before that in the Netherlands it doesn't really get that cold in wintertime, and we do have a lot of storms. We have rain mostly, but when it's wintertime... Oh, Milky wants to say hi again. She always wants to say a quick hello. And then she is going again. Oh. There she goes. It gets, you know, below freezing in wintertime, but not that much. So it's not extremely cold, but I do have to worry a bit about my pipes freezing and things like that, because it does get below freezing. In the winter months it can be like between -5 and -10 degrees Celsius at night, and during the day we have periods where it doesn't really get above the freezing point, or it stays around there. So it's not too crazy, you know, it doesn't really get that cold here, but it gets cold enough for you to worry about your water freezing and things like that. And we have some periods during the winter time when there's snow and ice, which of course has its own challenges, but not every winter it's that bad. Last year we had some snow, we had some ice. It was freezing for a few weeks, and this year, yeah, you know, we'll have to see. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. I really love the snow and the ice though. I like to go ice skating, and I think a lot of Dutch people, if you're from the Netherlands, I think most of you guys will like ice skating. It's, I think, in a way in our DNA like cycling is. But yeah, we'll see. Last year I could go one day because it was cold enough, but that was it. So we'll see how it is this year. Hopefully not too crazy, because I have some other problems when it's freezing like crazy. But yeah, I think it will be fine. We'll see. It has its own challenges, you know. But we'll start working on the firewood. I can see Milky is investigating the wood over there. She likes to play on there. And Milky? But she likes to play everywhere, so I don't think she'll mind if I remove some of it. She also likes to have a heated home, so I'm sure she'll understand. starting to get a bit warm when moving these logs around. But yeah, this is such a small amount, you know. It seems like a lot of logs, but when you cut it up and you use it, it's gone so quickly. But yeah, it's keeping me warm already, so I think it's doing its job. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the changes in the season and how it influences my life in a way, because I'm living on the countryside. I have few animals to take care of. I live in a wooden cottage, you know, in a pretty, for the Netherlands, it's a pretty remote area. The Netherlands is a small country, it's very highly populated, so it isn't remote like it will be in other countries when you use the word remote. It's still not as remote as probably some of you are, but for this country I live in a pretty remote rural area, you know, the real countryside. And I think the changing in the seasons is a bit different here than it would be for somebody living, like for example in Amsterdam, which I did not live in Amsterdam. I have studied there, I went to university in Amsterdam, but I have no experience living there, but I have some experience being there. So yeah, I think it's a bit different if you live in a large city. In the countryside, you know, you have to keep in mind that when the season changes, your work changes in a way. If you have animals, the way you take care of your animals changes with the seasons, and that's something that you need to keep in mind, because in wintertime when it gets colder, sometimes you need to adjust the way you take care of your animals. That's something I keep in mind when I buy animals, you know. I want the animals that I own to have a good life in the climate I live in. So I try to look for animals that are hardy, that can live outside in wintertime and are fine. Like my horses, the breeds, they are fine during wintertime. I don't need to put a blanket on them, as long as I don't, you know, cut their coats or anything like that. If I just keep them in the most natural way, they will be fine. It doesn't get cold enough here for them to have a problem. They can manage much colder areas than I have here. And with my other animals, I have cats. You have probably seen them walking around. I have 2 cats in the cat enclosure, and we have some cats walking on the property. You just saw Milky saying hi to you. They live outside, but they can also go inside. So all the cats you see here, they have an area where they can go inside. Milky, for example, she can go in my cottage. She mostly lives in the tiny home of my brother, so she likes to be outside as much as she can, but if it really gets cold and stormy and rainy, she can go inside. It's the same for all my other animals, you know. With the chickens, they can go inside if the weather is really bad. They are very hardy. These chickens can stand very cold temperatures, they will be fine. With the pigs, it's the same thing. Pigs, they don't really like the rain. So they like muddiness, they like dirty ground, they like mud, they like wetness, but they hate walking around in the rain. So if it's raining, they are mostly inside. They have a few small little, almost like cottages for them in their enclosure. They can always go outside if they want to. For all my animals, I like them to have as much as a natural enclosure as they can have. It's the same with the pigs. They can always go outside. We never lock them up anywhere. They have a large enclosure and they can always walk outside. But if it's raining a lot and if it's windy, they don't really like that. You know, the pigs, I think, hate the bad weather the most of all the animals. And it might come as a surprise to you. I for sure didn't really know it before we got pigs. But out of all the animals, I think the pigs are the ones that really hate bad weather. So they will stay mostly inside when the weather is bad. But if it's a nice autumn day and the sun is out, they will go outside and they will lay in the sun. They really enjoy it. But in the way of taking care of animals, it changes a bit during wintertime. Because with the horses, for example, their water can freeze during wintertime. So you are constantly busy with making sure they have water and it doesn't freeze. I want them, when it's freezing really bad, It doesn't really happen, but sometimes, you know, it can happen. I put straw in their stable area so they can lay down and keep warm. For the chickens it's the same thing. If it is really extremely cold, you need to make sure they have enough water. You need to make sure the ground is still dry for them to walk on. You need to make sure they are warm and safe inside. And for me personally, I need to make sure I'm warm. And of course it also changes a bit, you know, the things I can do. I like to do a lot of outdoor projects. Living in a cottage means you have, for me, it's like a tiny home, so I don't have that much space inside. If you want to see more of my home, you can check out a tiny house and property tour I did. I will put it somewhere here in the screen so you can click it. It's a video where I show a bit more. It's quite an old video now. I will make an updated one somewhere, I think in the next few months. But yeah, then you can see a bit more of the inside of my cottage. If you have been following me for some time, you already know what it looks like. It's not so tiny. I'm perfectly fine with it. It's enough space for me. But it is, I think most people live in a larger space, but I have a lot of space outdoors, and I'm an outdoor person, so I love to spend all my time outdoors. But that changes in autumn and winter time because it's just too cold and too rainy to be outside. So the things I do also change a bit. You know, I'm still working outside now. It's dry, it's pretty nice. And when it's this weather, I'm perfectly fine working outside, doing all my outdoor projects. You know, living on a homestead or a farm in the countryside, there's always a lot to do outdoors. But it changes a bit during autumn and winter time. The things I do change a bit. So during these months, I spend a bit more time inside, which I also quite like. But I also like to go outdoors when there's spring again. But inside there's some renovation projects I like to do. I like to work on my bathroom a little bit. It's very small, but I want to change the walls and I need to do some maintenance as well. I might paint the whole inside of the cottage this winter. These kind of jobs are nice to do because you spend a lot of time inside. And I also like to do my DIY projects. So I like to make candles, fire starters, I like to work with clay. So all those kind of projects I do a bit more in winter time because it's a bit hard to go outside and do all my projects there. It's easier to be inside and do all those things inside. And in winter time also, for you guys that know, I also do photography. So I studied photography in Amsterdam a few years ago. And now I work as a photographer, so YouTube unfortunately isn't my full-time job. I hope it will be one day, but it isn't now. So I also work and I do some different things, but I'm a photographer as well. And during winter time I do a bit more photography because I have a bit more time, because I cannot really do large outdoor projects here on the land. So yeah, that's a bit more about how the seasons change and how it changes the things I do and changes my life around here. You are a bit more busy with just getting things done. It's a bit harder in wintertime. When I wake up, I first need to grab some wood, I need to make a fire. It takes some time to get the day started already. I'm busy heating my home, takes a bit of time. I don't mind doing it, but it's all just things that take time and it changes a bit. During summertime I'm mostly outside. You know, I wake up, put some clothes on, go outside, work outside, do things with the animals, and yeah, that changes a bit during the darker months of the year. And that's also a thing, it gets dark so early. It's starting to change already, and when it's full on winter time it will be dark like at 5. It's changing now. It was like 10 at night when it gets dark. Now it's like 7, 8 when it gets dark. And yeah, when it's full on winter time it feels like it's always dark. So that also makes it a bit hard to do things outside because you just have limited hours of daylight. But in a way it's also very nice because then you go inside, you can relax a bit more, you know, sit by the fire, enjoy the candlelight. So you know, it has both sides. It's a bit harder during the winter time to live in a cottage, I think, but it also gives more of that cozy feeling. So yeah, I love all of it, so it's fine for me. I love the seasons changing. Now I'm happy it's autumn, because I really love autumn. And after winter, I will be very happy it's spring again. So that's always how it is, and I think for me that's the way it's supposed to feel. You know, I look forward to every season, and at the end of every season, I look forward to the change of the seasons again. And yeah, that way I think in a way I'm always happy. So it works perfect for me. Yeah, let's get some more of these logs here, because it seems like a lot, but this is nothing.
You said it was the last time, but you keep coming back to tell me sorry that you take back all the things you said just to hurt me. Our love just went cold, but I'm still burning. Our love just went cold. Why? I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more, like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart, I can't pretend. Now I have to get over you again. You said it was the last time, but you keep coming back to show me sorry you have changed now. But it's the same old story. My love just went cold, but I'm still burning. My love just went cold. Why? I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more, like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart, I can't pretend. Now I have to get over you again. Have to get over you again. Have to get over you. I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more, like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart, I can't pretend. Now I have to get over you again. Have to get over you again. The brightest sky I have ever seen, the most colorful one I could dream. You wake me up with a new white smile, and I know I'm truly alive. I wanna save every moment now. Hold tight, my love, we got this one right. And if they ask us where we've been hiding, we'll just shake our heads. And when no one is listening,
So my wood stove is pretty large. I can fit quite large blocks in there. So I like to keep one of these during the day and don't use it up, so I can use this whole block at night. If you put it on at night, it will burn for quite a while, and it keeps it a little bit warmer during the night. So that's why some of these I will not chop up, and I will just store them like they are, because I can put them in like this and they will burn for quite a long time.
Scare you too much, babe. I wish to flatter, not alienate. Since I met you, my life's like a train, running smooth. I've been made for you. And when no one is listening, I
Some of these blocks are on the edge of what I can do with hand. These are almost too big for me. This wood is quite hard, but you know, I don't like to give up easily, so I'm just going to continue till I get it done. And yeah, you know, I like a bit of a challenge, so it's alright. There we go. If you just continue, sometimes you can push yourself to things you thought you couldn't reach, you know. So if you just keep trying, you'll get there eventually.
I confess, I let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed with you. And when no one is listening, I confess, I let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed with you.
So, at the front of the property we have a very large wood storage that we use when we get wood delivered. When we run out of our own wood, or the quality is not great because it's been rotting or the wood is just too green, we get wood delivered here, because yeah, we use quite a lot. And it gets delivered to the front of the property near the road, because that's just easier. So we have a very large wood storage there. This is just a small one I built. It's next to my cottage, and this is the one Dylan and I use on the daily in the winter time, because it's just very close by. And it's also very close to where I chop up the wood, because I can just throw it over the fence and put it in here. So that's very convenient, very easy to do. So yeah, this is very small, but it works great that way. So we just use this smaller one for the wood we use daily. The wood is ready to use now, so that's perfect. And if we need more, I can always get it from the larger wood storage. It's quite empty now because we have enough wood for ourselves for the coming weeks. And if it's not enough, we will get a pretty large wood delivery over there, and I can just grab the wood from there if I need it. But then it takes a bit more time. It's a bit of a walk to go over the other part of the property, and I need to take a wheelbarrow because the wood is too heavy. In autumn and winter time, because of all the rain and the extreme flooding we have here in the country, it's sometimes a bit hard to walk over there with a wheelbarrow because the ground is so soft. And that's also why the wood cannot get delivered here, because you would just ruin everything because it's so wet here. So you need to grab it by hand. Large machinery can not get here in wintertime. So all the things we need to do with like tractors or those things, you know, every large machinery we need here on this far end of the property, you need to do in summertime because the ground is dry then. And in autumn and winter time and even spring, the last few years, the ground is just too wet for large machines, and also for, you know, large cars and everything. Even smaller cars cannot get here if the ground is so wet. And it's fine, you know, I'm pretty used to it. I live in a wet country, so I know how it is. I've lived here my whole life, but it seems to be getting worse every year, and we are just trying to you know, prepare ourselves better every year and put things on the ground, you know, like gravel and plates, and but you also want it to look a bit nice, so I don't want to put things down too much. If I can keep it quite natural, I like it that way. So if I can manage this way, it's fine for me. I am over at my mom's. No, this is the pig's pen. You guys probably seen it. There's some piggies here. And also chickens, but they are not around now. Oh, look. Over there. Some chickens. But yeah, one of my favorite spots here. I really love the ponds, so I like to spend time at the pond over at my cottage. But this one is also beautiful. And the pigs are so fun to watch, so that's always very nice as well. But I'm actually waiting for my mom now. She asked me to go with her to grab some animal feed. We have quite a large store very close by where all the farmers get their animal feed for pretty cheap, for pretty good quality as well. So that's what we're going to do. We always grab animal feed mostly on Saturdays because we both have time to do it, and it's always quite busy there because everybody does it on a Saturday. But yeah, it's always a fun little trip, and I thought I would take you guys along to show you what it's like. We mostly grab animal feed for the chickens and for the pigs there. They eat a lot, especially the pigs. They are big eaters, and we like them to have nice food as well, good quality food. And for the horses, I actually don't really give them any feed at all. They are the type of horses that do very well if they eat a high quality hay, and they have hay all day round at my place, so they don't really need any feed at all. Sometimes in winter time for their vitamins and minerals, but I don't like feed them every day, so don't need horse feed. They have very good hay, and that's very good for them as well. It keeps them busy, and it's gives them a possibility to show some natural behavior. So look at this view. My mom is here, so I'm going to take you guys along. I think after we get the feed, we will bring it home and maybe go to one of the farmer stores. We have a pretty large farm very close by that has a store. Hey, hey. Some pigs talking. Where you can buy like meat from their own animals, very high quality, eggs, vegetables, honey, all local products. Mostly they make their own, and otherwise it's from farmers very close. So it's a quite nice store. We have a lot of farmers stands here in summertime, but this is really like a store. It's small, but it has everything you need, and everything is local and high quality. And yeah, we like to go there once every week, I think. My mom goes a bit more often if she needs something special. We also do have large amount of farm stands that sell. I'm walking to my mom. That sells eggs and like milk and yogurt. But that's coming to an end now because summer is coming to an end. But I will jump in the car real quick and I will show you it later. Often happens that we go to that store to grab the animal feed and my mom ends up with a car full of plants. They also have some very nice plants there for not too much money, mostly pretty cheap, and these are great for this moment in the year. I think, what do you think they call it in English? We call it a grisant. In Dutch it's a grisant. My grandmother really loves those, and if you see those around, it's always a sign that it's the end of summer and autumn is here. But yeah, we've got a car full with them, so we are going to bring them home, and then you guys will see us at the next stop. We just removed all of the animal food from the car. You can see some horses in the background. I'm walking over to my mom's again. So now we are going to go to that farm store I was talking about. So I'll see if I can show you guys a little bit. It's mostly just, you know, local products, meat, all kind of sorts, different kind of meat. I think they own mostly cows and pigs. Hey Milky, you wanna say hi? She always likes to say hi. And eggs, vegetables, everything is grown there or from other local farmers in the area. So yeah, good stuff. I like to go there, the quality is very high. And they sometimes have, you know, special things on offer as well. So it's always nice to just take a look around, see what they have, and that's what we're going to do now. So I'll see if I can show you guys. And my mom also talked about maybe driving by some farms that have, you know, pumpkins. It's September now. It will be October very soon, and you know, it's starting to cool down, and we definitely have that autumn feeling already. So she would like to buy some pumpkins, and we'll see what is around already. It's a bit early, but yeah, some farms might have some pumpkins already, so we'll see. can definitely see fall is here. The sun is out for a bit now, so it's pretty nice again. It's like one of those weeks where it's raining, there's sunshine and it's pretty beautiful. You want to sit outside and enjoy the sunshine, and then half an hour later it's raining again and the wind starts to blow. You know, it's early fall and it's definitely here, but it has some beauty to it, I think. But you can see here and here my plants are dying, and that's quite alright. These are like seasonal plants, you know, you buy them for 1 year just because I like to put them there for decoration. It's a bit hard to put plants here that stay for years and years, that get back to life. But I'm fine with it, you know, it's just how it goes. In my garden and all over the property I like to put plants that live longer, so that come back every year. But for here on my deck, it's fine this way, you know, I like to change it up anyway, so this works for me. But it's time now to remove those and yeah, I think start the autumn decorations already, because you can see the leaves on my deck here, and it's a bit messy because of it. A lot falls down from the trees, you know, that's just how it is. It's also on the inside at my place, you know, I walk all the earth and the mud and all the leaves, they get inside, but you know, that's just part of life, I guess, and cannot keep it clean. So I try to, but you know, it just gets dirty. Also with Zeno, my dog, he walks in and out the whole time, you know, every day. He likes to go out and then go in, and I just let him do whatever he likes, but it gets messy, and that's just how life on the countryside is, and it's also you know, quite enjoyable in a way. Yeah, it gets dirty, but you know, I don't think humans were made to be perfectly clean all the time, so a dirty home I don't really mind. I try to clean it up once every while, but you know, just happens. These are my old boots, so don't worry guys, you might think why are you throwing it away. I don't know if you guys recognize it, but if you have the heel of boots like these, this part, you know, on the heel, always breaks. Don't really know what it is. Maybe I'm just built a bit funny, but yeah, it always breaks here. If I get 1 year out of these, it's long, because I think I need like two pairs of boots every winter or something. So yeah, these aren't very durable. It's just, you know, the rubbery kind. Nothing special. Not very expensive as well, so it's fine. So, I grabbed this plant from the store. They are everywhere right now. You can see this one has some flowers still. They came out like this week, so yeah, this one is doing pretty good. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Very happy I put this one here. This whole thing, if you have seen my video, I planted it, I think it was late spring, I'm not too sure, or early spring, somewhere in spring. It was the first time for me, you know, putting some plants anywhere, because I'm not great with plants, I'm not great at gardening, but I'm trying to learn things. So it was my first year, you know, decorating a bit with plants around me, and yeah, I loved it. This one did great, some others did not, you know, that's just when you try to learn new things. Sometimes it goes wrong and sometimes it goes right. But now I bought this one, and it's, you know, in the Netherlands they say when you have this plant everywhere, you know it's really autumn. I'm also not great with names, especially not in English or any other language, but in Dutch this is een chrysant and this one is a dahlia. I think plant names are pretty similar all over the world, so you might recognize the name and think, it is going to be that one. You are probably right. I'm just not very good with names and plants, and I'm just trying to learn, you know, it's pretty new for me. So this one did great, and it still looks pretty alright. I think it will start to cool off this week. I think temperatures will drop to 5 degrees Celsius at night, and this one will not do so great when it's that cold, but this one will. So I'm going to put this one in here because this already died down. I'm going to remove this and remove this from here, put it here, so I have something for the next few weeks that looks nice, because everything is dying now, and that's fine, you know, that's what happens in the seasons, but I like for some color to be here, so I'm going to put this one in. It's still, you know, not really, it has not really any flowers, but I think it will come in a few days. You can already see it. I think it will be a nice pink purple color, and it will look great here, so yeah, pretty happy with it. So one of the things you guys told me was to break up the roots a bit when you put it in, so that's something I didn't know, but learned through YouTube. So I'm doing that, of course, now. Thank you. It smells great as well. Pretty happy with how it looks. Just some color, you know, because everything is dying. It's nice to still have some color around. Of course, when the leaves are starting to change colors, it will look amazing, but we are not quite there yet. But it will happen pretty soon. Probably next week it will look completely different. But I'm looking forward to it. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked this one. I wanted to give you guys a quick update about the photo prints I was talking about. In one of my videos I asked you guys if you might be interested if I put some of my art prints online, because I do a lot of photography around the property of my animals, nature, because I love photography, otherwise I wouldn't have studied it and I wouldn't be a photographer. So yeah, I'm working on it, so we are getting somewhere. I'm just figuring out how to do things, and for now it looks like I'm just going to go with one of those sites where you can just put up your artwork and you guys can sell it, and no, you guys can buy it. I can sell it. Well, you could do the same thing, of course, but I'm going to sell some of my prints. I have some photography laying around that I think looks pretty amazing, and you might be interested in it. So yeah, we're working on it, and I should come with a larger update in the coming weeks. Hopefully in like 2 weeks I can give you a link where you can order some of my prints, and yeah, it would be amazing for me if you guys would order something to put on the wall, and yeah, it feels very special, so I'm working on it. We will get there. Oh, it's starting to get chilly now. When you're not moving around, it's definitely getting colder, you can feel it, and I think some rain again as well, like yesterday and the day before, but that's fine. I'm getting used to it again. So yeah, I think autumn is here, and I think I'm ready for it, so that's a good thing. And also at the end of October I will travel to the sun again, so for you guys that have been watching me, you know I will travel to Egypt. I had some trips this year already to France, to Texel, the Dutch island. If you haven't watched that video, please do, because it's a very special one for me. Sharing some very old memories, very important to me. So if you're interested in something other than my cottage, you know, just my life and some personal memories, go watch that one because yeah, it's very special to me. It's different, but I think it's still beautiful. And in the end of October, I will go on another trip with my dad and his wife and children this time. So and Dylan. So yeah, that's going to be very special as well. And of course, I'm going to take you guys along. My mom and my stepdad will take care of everything here, so all my animals are taken good care of, so nothing to worry about. But yeah, I will go to the sun, and I've been to Egypt before. It's a very beautiful country, and I love to share it with you guys. So of course, I'm going to make some very beautiful videos of it. I think one video or maybe two, depending on how much things I can film there. But yeah, that will be. I think those videos will go live mid-November or something, because yeah, I need to go there first, and I will travel there at the end of October. I will return in November, and yeah, I will give you guys an update for those videos as well. But just so you know, I will travel a bit more this year, and then after that it's going to be Christmas already, so time flies. But thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please let me know. And if you haven't already, I highly appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, and if you leave a comment. It always really makes my day. So thank you guys, and I hope you will have an amazing week and an amazing autumn season as well, because I think it has something very special about it.